Hello, Reds. Thank you very much for tuning in for a very special episode today. It's me and Connor. We're going to be talking you through today's headlines, the news that has hit the front pages, and we'll discuss it, especially on social media as well. But Connor, thank you very much for joining me, mate. And I know it's absolutely roasting in your room, but how are you coping?
It's too hot. It's genuinely too hot. And it's not even the worst of it. I think today's the beginning of it, and then Saturday's the worst of it. So, yeah, if anyone is out there, then please stay safe because it is absolutely sweltering everywhere in the UK. I think in this room right now, I think it's 30. Hang on, let me check. It's actually 34 degrees in my room right now. So, yeah, it's horrible.
It's not too bad, mate. But get your comments in the comment section below, everyone. Let me know your thoughts in terms of all the news stories in relation. But we'll start off today's episode with obviously just a shout out to the King. 1977, Sir Kenny Dalglish become a Liverpool player. What a man this was, Connor. Obviously, we come from a generation of the stories of the King and the legendary players that have become icons, and I just wish, and especially our era of Reds, that I just wish I could go back in time and obviously watch the King play. But have you what's probably your favourite memory from Kenny, mate? It's probably when he come back and managed Liverpool, especially at that difficult period, especially for our generation, mate. But if you had to pick one, what was your favourite Kenny moment?
Oh, there's loads, isn't there? But yeah, that's certainly one up there as well. I think we all talk about FA Cup moments as well. I
Yeah,
can't remember quite which year, but I think that obviously as you can see, but the one in the bottom right hand corner, that was a famous, the famous Kenny celebration as well. But I think that was probably the best moment where like he came in as a shock, I think, at the time, and managed Liverpool, and took us obviously to great success, and that whole boot room feel continued. And look, we wish, we grew up, me and you grew up with Steven
yeah.
Gerrard as, the legacy of Liverpool in that
Hmm.
time. But obviously, people, legacy, you look at that time in Liverpool, you had the
Kenny,
likes of
Rushy,
Gershi, yeah, Kevin Keegan as
Barnes.
well, just before. Like it's
Stevie Highway. I'd love to have seen Stevie Highway. I've seen a couple of documentaries on him, and obviously both Stevie Highway, what a player as well, and Ian Callahan. Dave's in chat as well. Dave, what's your favourite memory? Obviously, you would have been quite a young lad anyway around that time, Dave. But you had to pick one in chat, and if you haven't already done so, everyone, smash the like button. It takes 2 seconds anyway. I know Connor, you will be live at 9 p.m, so please do head over to Connor's channel. A link to his show is in the description, everyone. But yeah, 1978, obviously the European Cup final, probably one of his best Liverpool games in terms of securing Liverpool the Champions League. And as you say, the rest is history, really. The instant impact from the King. But that's one dream of mine, Connor. And hopefully one day I'd be able to do. But I'd love to interview Kenny. That's one of my dreams. That's why I made the channel, not just for that, but it's on my bucket list anyway. Maybe one day, but I'll deal with interviewing you on your podcast and everything in the future. But yeah,
it's a thing, isn't it? Where like we all look at it and it's
you've got
like,
targets that you'd
yeah,
like to
like
do,
we
wouldn't you?
all have like those people. Like for me, absolute number one would be Steven Gerrard. Obviously, as a kid growing up, that
Yeah, of
was
course.
the dream. But you do, and the fact as well, it's always that era, isn't it? It's like now we have Mo Salah. We'll talk about Mo Salah, probably in like
With
20
our
20,
kids.
yeah, 20 30 years
Yeah.
time. And then, but no, you'll have then in 20 30 years time, you'll have that generation. And it goes like that with Liverpool. Like,
Icons.
70s and 80s, you had Kenny and, all the people we've spoken about. When we was growing up, you had, of course, Torres, Gerrard, Alonso, Suarez as well. And even now you've got, Mo
What's his
Salah,
current
Sadio
team?
Mane.
Like
Yeah, exactly.
all of them, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously in the next 10 years it'll be the next generation, and that's how, when you look at it throughout history as well, it's so interesting when you go back and obviously all of us would love to live that era as well. It's like now we'd love to live this era now in probably 10 years time, and it's brilliant that the fact we're getting to live through it. And obviously, as well, we haven't really mentioned it. When Kenny come back, in 2011, 2012.
Yeah, as
you know,
Doug said, one of the moments for us, especially as those young Reds, one of his favourite moments, basically
Yeah.
telling Wenger to pee off, and it was live on telly, and the whole world heard it as well. But that's the type of man that Kenny was. He wasn't afraid of telling, no matter how big you are, and obviously the spats with Fergie as well. But it's fantastic, mate. And obviously, shout out to Darren and especially Connor. Obviously, you know who Darren is anyway, but for especially our generation, in terms of obviously young Reds. That obviously, I'm 27, but in terms of obviously when you go back to the 77 and that time period, make sure you do head over to Daz O'Connor's channel. He's got legendary, as I said a couple of weeks ago. Please do head over to Darren's. A lot of documentaries, a lot of interviews, most importantly, with the legendary. But Darren's doing absolutely fantastic work, mate. So thank you for tuning in, mate. As well. Hello, guys. How you doing, mate? Thank you very much for tuning in. When was the rebrand? It was yesterday, mate. Obviously,
3 times, 3 months ago.
Yeah, it's good luck home in there. But yeah, remember it well, Dave. Yeah. So obviously for the generation that grew up with Kenny and the lads, really, what would, if you could pick, if you are watching on the repeats, what is your favourite Kenny Dalglish moment? Or have you seen on the documentaries as well? But I'm just so happy that we still got Kenny with us, because what a man, and what he done for obviously with the Hillsborough families as well, and obviously how he's represented Liverpool since he's come through the door and off the pitch as well. He's Sir Kenny Dalglish for all of us anyway. But Kenny, absolute bloody legend as well. I want to interview Klopp personally. Oh, mate, that
Everyone
would bang.
does.
Yeah, like that. I'd love it. That'd probably be my favourite interview, just to watch Dave and just him and Jürgen. I think they'd get on really well, wouldn't they?
Yeah, give Dave a pint, give Jürgen a pint at Jürgen's, and have a full-on hour conversation. Be the best video on YouTube, 100%.
Yeah. Hey, Dave, you never know. Reach for the stars as well, mate. Eventually, one day, hopefully, we all get there. But I don't think the club would let, especially me or Connor, like near Jürgen, just in case we asked him about a midfielder. He'd be like, "No, shut up, will you?"
Are you signing a midfielder, Jürgen?
I think Jürgen would just get up and just walk out the interview anyway. But yeah, very, very great young talents, very impressed in pre-season. Yeah, we'll get to that, Andrew. Obviously, Stefan Bajcetic has signed a new contract. But firstly, that was just a little like a great start, obviously. This day in 1977, the King did sign. And I wanted to bring this up, and I wanted to very much dispel not dispel the rumours, but everyone's just been jumping on this news article over the last 24 hours. And there was a lot of stuff 48 hours ago on Twitter, and it was a made-up account, and everyone was jumping on it. It's shout out to obviously social media as well. Don't always believe everything you see on social media, please. We all know the good, respected journalists, and I've got a couple of tweets off them in relation to obviously Stefan Bajcetic, his contract and negotiation. Just keep an eye on all the socials, really. We all know the credible official journalists out there. And Paul Joyce is numero uno any kind of when it comes to Liverpool transfers or any in relation to Liverpool, mate. But yeah, I wanted just to bring this up. Don't be believing this. Obviously, Portuguese outlet. I think they've done an article a couple of years ago when Fabio is it the Contral, the Portuguese left back, and you mentioned another article as well, Connor, that they did produce.
So Porto's Otavio, remember him when we were supposedly meant to be getting him last season? That was a massive off. I think the only one I think we mentioned off stream they got correct was, of course, Darwin Núñez. They were the first people in Portugal to get the Núñez to Liverpool conversation going. But again, one story out of 3, being right, again, it is very, very mal. And again, like we always say, take caution on Twitter, like Jack said. Twitter, it can be the most knowledgeable app in the world sometimes when it's the correct people saying the knowledge, but then other times it's just complete and utter garbage. But yeah, James Pearce, Paul Joyce, Neil Jones, there's plenty of reliable Liverpool outlets that will let people know the true story then about, of course, a Liverpool signing or contract or whatever.
Yeah, but obviously based off our channels, mate, we do report the news and we report about, and we do mention and we do state in the rumours as well. And that's what we're doing tonight. We are
Don't
very
worry,
much,
it's 1,000% happening.
yeah, but I can't
I'm
wait
joking.
for, but yeah, don't be buying too much into that, everyone. And it'd be great if we signed him. Christ, we'd all stop moaning, wouldn't we? Every single one of us. No one would literally have anything to moan about then if that did happen. But we'll go straight into the last article, really, everyone, in terms of the official announcements. Obviously, as we were saying, Paul Gorst, very reliable in terms of the Liverpool Echo. We don't follow him on social media. He's very accurate, similar with Ian Doyle as well. Stefan Bajcetic has extended his Liverpool contract. The 17-year-old signed his first professional terms in November, but he is being rewarded for his progress with a new deal. A player who has made a big impression over the summer with the first team, and then obviously Ian Doyle adding in terms of his tweets. LFC midfielder Stefan Bajcetic has signed a new long-term contract, having penned his first professional contract in November. He has been rewarded for his progress over the summer when he starred in a number of first team friendlies. He was on the bench versus Fulham last weekend as well. And obviously the final one in terms of Stefan, very much saying on his Instagram, happy to extend my contract with this club. Hard work continues. So Bajcetic staying a Red as well, only 17 years old. And Connor, I'm made up, mate. As I said, it's the clamouring, and especially when we spoke on both our post-match shows about Fulham. But what this does do, and similar to what Liverpool have been doing in terms of the last couple of years, we've been recruiting some of the best talent in world football. In terms of, obviously, Stefan, we did sign him from Celta Vigo, in La Liga as well. So he's come with a good representation in terms of the expectation levels. But you were impressed, weren't you, in pre-season by this young lad?
Yeah, 100%. I think it was the Palace game, wasn't it? That he just massively impressed. Obviously, we saw him firsthand against Strasbourg. Of course, that game wasn't the best, but what you could see, as a six, you could definitely see someone.
I think his more favoured position is a six, isn't it?
Yeah, like I think a couple of people mentioned like, oh, they would like to see him as an 8, but I think a 6 is the best thing for him. But again, like you said, the best thing for Liverpool and the best thing we've done this summer is tie practically all of the young talent down to contracts. Of course, you look at, you got Stefan, got Owen Beck, Connor Bradley as well. You've got all those academy graduates coming up now. And even signing young talent out there. So of course we've already got some in the first team, haven't we? In Fabio Carvalho and Harvey Elliott. But for me, we've all spoken about how many talents will actually get through this Liverpool team, and it's the fact that Jurgen's given the opportunity to the young lads as well, just during pre-season, but as well throughout the season as well, because we already know these types of players, they're going to be in the FA Cups, they're going to be in the League Cups in the early stages, like it was last season. And that was the thing about the whole of the cup competitions last year for Liverpool, apart from the Champions League.
Rotation was quite good, wasn't
it? It was huge, wasn't it? And I think that's the important thing, and one of the best things that we've done in a long time in bringing in the youth players and allowing them to train with the first team. And that was the whole idea, wasn't it, of the Kirby facility, is to get the first team in together with the academy lads to see what it's like firsthand, to be a Liverpool player in the top end of it. And that's the thing where I think, again, you could send him out on loan. I think that's the easy thing to do, is to go and, like we have done with other players, go and send them out on loan a year, like we've done with, for example, like Ben Woodburn for 2 years. We sent, like we shoved him out on loan, didn't we, for 2 years? But then I think keeping him around is a lot better than just to ship him out to a even a Spanish side or an even Championship side. Give him that experience for a year and then see what he can do then going forward for Liverpool team.
Yeah, well, I think this is a massive indicating factor that he will be getting more game time this season, mate. We've seen Tyler Morton get, 3 games last year, in terms of one of the big games was obviously in terms of playing against Tottenham. away. I think it was away Hart Lane anyway. And yeah, people said he looked out of his depth in terms, and he did, but he was a young lad and he would have learned so much from that experience as well in terms of his development going forward. Are you right there, Con? What are you looking at there? Have you seen something on Twitter? Or
no, I was just I was looking at something. I was looking at something.
It looks like you fell in love there, lads. What was it?
No,
is it announcements or
it was just people on Twitter. Like, I was just looking at Matthias Nunes news, but it doesn't matter now.
Right. Is it announced that'd be peak? That would
no.
Is it being absolutely put in the bin by the transfer? Hopefully,
a little bit, yeah.
Thank God.
I was just reading a little bit on the transfer, on the translation bit, and yeah, it doesn't sound that good.
Yeah, basically the chatting absolute bare wham, aren't they? So yeah, as we
apologies.
said,
for some reason my eyes just like went towards that and I just looked at it. So yeah,
very unprofessional there chat as well by Connor, but we'll move.
I don't get paid enough.
Oh yeah. He doesn't. He's not lying. But how you doing, Avens? Anyway, absolute legend. Thank you very much for tuning in, mate. As always, every single one of you. Shout out to Lalu as well. Big up John. Big up Yusuf as well. Big up Ants in the comments as well. And Andrew, Jack and Connor, do you think Klopp might use Stefan against Palace on Monday? Or against Manchester United? No, mate. No. And obviously to the point in which Connor did allude to in a lot of chat when we were doing the pre-season post-match shows as well. And it's, as I've just said, Tyler Morton, he looked out of his depth, but given the loan that he will be getting this season, in terms of obviously a Blackburn, it will give him the world of goods, and not beats playing first team football, especially in the environment for Tyler in terms of the Championship. It's probably one of the most difficult leagues in world football because of the competitive nature in terms of what Morton, not just on the pitch, but the maturity in which he will build off the pitch as well. And that's so massive. And obviously, Stefan Bajcetic, in terms of getting this new contract, Connor, it's with the idea, as I said, 17 years old still. And we've been speaking about, obviously, long-term. Fabinho's 29, 30 years old coming up. Not that he gets to 30 and he's a bad player. He's still got quite a large period to play at this Liverpool career. I'm pretty sure he will get a contract extension to potentially in the next couple of years to solidify him staying at the football club, because it's so important. But in terms of obviously the rotation, you've got Henderson in the 6, as Jürgen said, that's his best position. But when you look at it, and as you mentioned there, Con and chat, in terms of obviously the cup games, it'd be interesting to see how Jürgen Klopp does juggle with that competition, with the FA Cup and the League Cup, given that we were very successful in it last year. Do you think he'll more or less get more game time, as you mentioned before?
I'd hope so. And that's the thing, especially with the likes of Tyler Morton going out on loan to Blackburn. I think it's more, obviously, again, I think plenty of people will want to, and would like to see him in that type of situation in a Premier League game. And maybe if there's if we're 3-4 up in a game and you go, right, okay, we'll give you 10.
It's 5 subs, isn't it, mate? As we said, especially as you said, it's key if we are dominating. That's the key point, isn't it, mate? It's completely different from playing obviously 23, under 23s or under 21s, and that's what Jürgen Klopp and a lot of the other. It's a great point you mentioned there with the 5 subs. I think even if it's like a 10-15 minute period, that
experience,
gives
so isn't it? Yeah, there's experience, and that's the big thing. It's all about experience. That's why for me last season, obviously last year when we played Spurs, obviously we were massively hit by COVID, wasn't we? At the time, I don't think we had a defense nor a midfield at the time, and that was the thing. Tyler Morton did a very good job for a player that didn't have much playing experience against a Premier League opposition. And again, he might, we talk about Premier League and so on, might even get Champions League minutes as well. We saw, I think last year in Milan, of course, we ended up
Morton in the San Siro, was it?
Yeah, exactly. And Nat Phillips doing a Christ turn against Zlatan Ibrahimovic. But yeah, that's the things. The Champions League as well. If Liverpool have won, for example, five games out of 5, the sixth game, we might take one or two players out and play some of the kids as well. And that's it's not disrespect to the Champions League, but it's all about that, isn't it? It's squad rotation and keeping everyone fit, especially when, of course, when the Champions League comes around, the League Cup games come around. Liverpool are going to be playing 3 games a week. It's going to be huge for the squad, let alone the main 11 that we're so used
100%.
to see.
100% there, mate. And as Anne said there, Dewsbury Hall went to Blackpool as well, and obviously we've seen emergence of Dewsbury Hall at Leicester, haven't we? And I think that might actually be me there, mate. Sorry, La. That's right. Hang on. Go to the comments. Oh my god, they have. Oh my god.
Have you banned it?
I'm gonna get a rollicking off Ant after the show. But yeah, I banned them back. Sorry, lads.
Actually, no. Anthony deserves that. Deserves that for some of the things he says on Twitter.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. Sorry, Ant lad, anyway. But obviously, Scouts have seen your comments. He's basically saying, can we basically make Bajcetic 20 years old and get him in the first team? But as I said, and I tell you, Connor, with a lot of the Spanish clubs and the state Barcelona are in at the minute, it wouldn't surprise me how desperate they are at the minute to try and sign any youngster. And obviously, but
they can't even register free transfers in Kessie and Christensen. And if they don't, I think it's by Saturday, isn't it? If they don't, then they could leave Barcelona on a free. What is happening at Barcelona? That's a whole video in itself.
Well, I had like a little segment chat. We went on one of our episodes, didn't we? I think when it was Luke, or it was, I've had that many bloody guests on. Yeah, it was the night before or something. We spoke about obviously the Barcelona, and I'll try and show you a bit later on anyway. But I was just looking there to my side there. I wasn't doing a Connor. I was looking in terms of he's a Spanish national. Obviously, he was born in Spain, Stefan Bajcetic, and his dad played for the Serbian national team. So it'd be interesting to see who he represents in terms of the international level. I'm guessing it will be Serbia. Obviously, his dad played for them, so it'd be interesting times. Chat if you know the official nationality. I think it might be dual nationality, but let me know if you know that anyway. But get to all your comments before we do shoot off. And as Eamon said there, Monday feels like a month away. But Eamon, I've got a lot of shows planned. And I've got a couple of rival fans coming on. Obviously, speaking about the Reds, I will have our Liverpool, obviously, pre-match show with a couple of the Reds anyway. That more be solely based on, obviously, us as Liverpool fans discussing the game. But I will have an opposition preview show coming out very soon on this week. We've got it written down. I think that's potentially going to be on Friday or Saturday. I'm not 100% on that at the minute, but that'll be coming very soon. But yeah, it feels like it's been forever, doesn't it? Like, especially the timing and obviously the distance between games. But your typical TV schedule, isn't it, mate?
Well, the worst point about it is we've got we played early Saturday, we play on Monday, and then we play again then on the following Monday against Manchester United. Which I'd be interested to see if this walkout happens, personally, because I think Man United fans forget Mo Salah did that last season with 60 minutes to go.
They'll get out the knotted scarves very soon anyway. They've
already done that.
Scarves. Yeah, they're happy enough celebrating Man United when they're signing players, but spend another 200 mil. Go ahead. But yeah, Dewsbury Hall went to Azans. Yes, but Oracle. I don't know, mate. Tyler Morton pocketed Kessie in the San Siro, didn't he, mate? It made Kessie look like a League One player, just to say that anyway. But as I said, if he's going to Barca, it says a lot about Kessie's ambitions, really, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure Barcelona probably would have thrown a lot of money at him before he'd agreed to sign that contract, and he'll be leaving anyway.
He's a free, isn't he? But he's already a Barcelona player technically, but because they can't register him, like Barcelona are in the mud because they have you seen the videos of Frankie de Jong today?
No,
the Barcelona fans, throwing stuff at his car and threatening him, and it's like it's the complete wrong thing yet again. But that's what Barcelona have done. They've forced all of the negativity onto Frankie de Jong because they can't register the likes of Lewandowski, Rafinha, Kessie, Christensen. And they're talking about signing Marcus Alonso and bloody Bernardo Silva before the window shuts. Like, how can they do it? Like, it's ridiculous how mad it is.
Yeah, I do, and Jordan. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. It was only going to be a little bit of a short one today, everyone. At least we play last time. At least we play last this time round, 100% Scouser. And you never know, City. Well, City. There's not a lot of points anyway. But Connor, just shout out your channel, mate, and obviously what you've got coming up. And thank you, Connor. And before Connor we do head off, Connor will be on the channel a lot more. So I will be getting him to sign a contract on the channel soon enough.
Sign the contract.
Sign the contract, big boy. Yeah, I should have got that. Got that read over Mike Tyson. But yeah, thank you very much for coming on, mate. And chat, he will be on a lot more. I want him on because he's top lad as well, and he's very knowledgeable of the Reds. And I've known Connor. For how long's it been now, Connor, that you've known me? Sadly,
too long. Wait, what? No, it's been about 4 years. Is it 4 years now? So I've known you for. It's mental, but yeah, it's too long. It's way too long, and I'm agreeing to longer as well, which is someone please send help. I need help.
Yeah, no one's open yet, especially in this chat as well. Yeah, nice one, chat. Don't know. But lads and ladies, thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure Ginny as well. Chat, before we do head off, have you been getting your notifications? Because I know a lot of you are just dropping in now, and I don't know if you have been getting your notifications because a couple of regular faces have just jumped in at the back of the show. Anyway, let us know if you are watching on the repeat. Let us know in the comments. I'm intrigued. I will have to get that Discord up and running, so obviously I can post the notifications a lot more better on there as well. So, I lads, I sign a thing on it. There you go. Ginny's saying, get that. Any news on Matheus Nunes, Jordan? Yes, we did. We very much put that rumour in the bin. It'd be funny if he actually signs. But it's the thing, as Connor said, if you throw enough dartboards, enough darts at the dartboard, you're bound to hit a bullseye eventually if you throw enough. So it's what sticks really. But as me and Connor said, Jordan, just rewind the video, mate. Anyway, but as I said, I'll quickly bring it up anyway. We did very much discuss that news, and it's absolute a load of waffle. Putting it mildly anyway. So, but yeah, but be careful when you believe in everything. Don't believe, as we said, me and Con said before, don't believe everything on Twitter.
Yeah,
because it's so easy to very much copy someone's a professional journalist's profile and then make it, because there's a lot of dodgy Paul Joyce accounts that aren't Paul Joyce, and then you see them on Twitter where they've got like 10,000 retweets, and I'm like, have you not just took 2 seconds to actually click on that profile to see if it's the real Paul Joyce? There's literally about 1,000,001 fake Paul Joyce accounts in the corner.
He needs to verify his accounts.
He needs to get a blue tick. Yeah.
Twitter.
So yeah, right. I'm gonna tweet with get hashtag Paul Joyce verified on Twitter so we can get away with all these mad accounts. I don't think he's really asked, is he, Chas? As well, he must sit there at home and just like can't be bothered.
I think he did an interview last month or like 2 months ago, and someone asked him the question, "Why don't you verify yourself on Twitter?" And he was like, if you want to, take my profile and like make a complete, nonsense story, then fair enough on you. Like, I don't care. But it's like why? Like all of us get baited once in a summer window or January window or any type of situation. Like Mo Salah's contract, for example. I think plenty of people got trolled with fake Paul Joyce accounts on Twitter. But again, like Jack said, just take a moment to look at like who he actually is. Yeah. I think someone. To be fair, I think someone made like fake accounts on purpose and was just trolling like all Liverpool fans. It's like, why do it? You have too much time on your hands.
Yeah, too much time. Like nights are just great. It's mad. But yeah, agreed, Ginny. But nice one, Jordan. And as I said, it was only a quick one. I will be live with the 1892 Reds podcast, doing the Premier League prediction show. That's at 8. And make sure you do tune into Connor's channel at 9. Con, what are you going to be discussing on that? And just where to send people, limits?
So, thank you very much. Yeah, so the COP Council, again, as always, yeah, we're going to be talking about Stefan. Oh, hello, I'm live now.
Hello there.
Hello there. No, we're going to be talking about Stefan's contract, and as well, we're going to be talking about a little article piece as well from, that's not me, that's Jack's alarm, to remind himself of going on another channel.
Remind me that I'm going on another channel.
But yeah, I'm going to be talking about the new contract, and I'm going to be talking about Liverpool not panic buying another midfielder in this transfer window. But yeah, come and check us out.
What do you mean, Connor? We need to go out and buy one now. We need to buy one.
Yeah, just go and slap £100 million on Borussia Dortmund's table. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, no, go and buy. Like, this is the most typical Twitter. Go and buy Barella for 200 odd million. Get him now. Sign that contract and get it on the table. Get him to sign it. But hopefully one day we wake up to signing Barella, but not for 200 mil. We're not playing.
I don't want to know what you would do if Barella signed for Liverpool.
I've told you to deactivate me socials and I get off Twitter and live a happy life and actually just watch them on telly, and we'll be dominant. But on that note, everyone, I'll tell you what. People need to stop with the fake. Is that a thing as well, Jose? Well, I know you're. That's the real Jota tuning in tonight, mate. Like. Right, Jose, Diego Jose, Texiera, Da Silva, do Mazolos. I've completely butchered that. But Jose, thank you very much for tuning in tonight, mate. Really do appreciate it. You're probably one of my favourite Liverpool players. Anyway, but thank you very much, mate, for tuning in as well. I can't show that you're a Scouser, but I'll just see it now anyway. But you never know. Twitter bots, and that's why Elon Musk is not bought Twitter. Excited about the kids. Stefan, something, Bajcetic, mate. Obviously, if you can rewind their chat as well, if you just jumped in, we did discuss it anyway in terms of the very well respected journalists and obviously what it meant for Liverpool. Happy times. It's great that we're Liverpool in a position where we can sign the best young talents and keep them at the football club and developing. And there's no better manager in world football other than Jurgen Klopp. Obviously, Pep Guardiola, two of the best coaches in world football, getting the best of what they've got. Something that Tuchel can't do. Wait, what? I don't know what the worst transfer parody accounts. Maguire, he's far from a Superman there, mate. But yeah, chat. Thank you very much, Connor. As I said, Connor's link is in the description. Please do head over, subscribe to his content as well, and he will be live at 9 p.m. But chat, have a lovely rest of your night. I will be seeing you hopefully in the 1892 Reds podcast anyway. But everyone, as I said, if you are watching on repeat or if you're just finishing the live, comment in the description once this video has been uploaded. Did you get a notification for the stream? I really do want to know anyway. But everyone, have a lovely rest of your Wednesday night, and I'll see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. yet again. You never walk alone, Reds.